Good evening, YouTube. It's your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, comment. I had to do this video. I've been holding it in all day. Uh, really, the reason why I didn't do it right off was because uh, between last night and throughout the day today, I was doing all the different poll comparisons and listening to different experts and stuff like that. I also was listening to the Black Authority last night. Tried to call in, man, but my call fell off. I was on hold forever, but um all that kind of goes hand in hand. And let me connect the dots for you with that, right? Because you were getting a lot of calls on the Black Authority, and everybody was basically given the layout of what the neighborhoods look like as far as the signage uh for Trump versus Biden. Um and pretty much, particularly here in Florida, the neighborhoods where most of the callers call from, the neighborhoods are all just about as they describe. Uh, for every 6 to 10 Trump signs, you might see one Biden sign. I normally rarely see any Biden signs. When I do see a Biden sign, it's like way off to the highway, or one house in the whole neighborhood with the rest of it being Trump, or you may see a Biden billboard, uh, particularly in a particular county. I frequent like 3 or 4 different counties. That's my route, and that's pretty much what I noticed. But for the most part, it's just predominantly Trump, and all these calls were calling in from Florida saying the same thing. You had some guys, or well, some individuals, guys and ladies, call from New Jersey, of course, Philadelphia. Made some phone calls. They had concerns in regards to. They were just sharing their opinion on fracking. Um, but this connects to the research that I was doing based on these experts. Um, and what is happening is mainstream media is giving you a projection of the popular vote, and we know how the mainstream media has treated Trump, and we also know how they copy and paste and create a narrative that's actually false when you go back and look what footage they copied and paste from, and you go back and look the original source of that footage, and you look at the whole footage, it tells a completely different story. So you shouldn't expect nothing less of them when they do the polls, right? Okay. Now, uh, this one specific expert, um, I'm not that familiar with him. I just got hip to him, but I've been looking at it for 2 days. Uh, so shame on me. So I apologize for that. But you can Google it on YouTube. I mean, Google it or type it in on YouTube, search it, and he should pop up. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about, because when I tell you what he said, it lines up with the uh the basic observation of what you will see here in Florida based upon what he said. Now, what he said is that the popular vote that's being shown by mainstream media is even wrong, because they're basing it off of registered voters, and they're not basing it off of people who likely will vote. Okay. His metric system, because he predicted Trump to win in 2016. And I think he's predicted like the last 2 or 3 presidents. And he said his metric system is based upon the fact that he uses more than just registered voters. I mean, when you think about it, um, registered voters, and then you marking whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, as you register to vote. Uh, Now, when he goes into likelihood to vote, his stats talks about that person voting last time or so many elections back, being a consistent voter, which makes more sense. So it makes more sense to include that person as a registered voter, given the history that they vote consistently. Okay. And then the fact that they vote consistently to a particular party. So he's saying that these mainstream polls don't use that metric that he uses. There was something else too that he said. First time voters, and I don't know how they got, because I've never seen it, but he said there's another metric where like first time voters are asked a question of who you would vote for or something like that, like in some type of survey or something. Okay, it was a survey, and he said he uses that as well. So he said they don't use those two things. All right. Now, basically, he's saying that the demographic or the collective group that Trump had in 2016, that's an automatic for him. Okay. So he went into the black vote as well. Now, I was on Angerman show. Well, I mean, I wasn't on. I was listening to it a couple of days ago. Might have been actually yesterday, where he talked about the black male vote for Trump is already in at 31%. Um, that's actually, I think he said that was actually what has come in already, because the mail-in votes are actually coming in and being counted. All that fear and concern, about them being counted, having to be checked, maybe causing a delay. Right now, so far, so good, because I voted by mail and I called in and it was verified that my vote was received and counted. So, and the lady also said that, yeah, she's just getting a lot of calls because that's what she's doing all day, making sure that people get their answers about their mail-in votes. So people are really calling in down here in Florida, checking on their mail-in votes. You know what I'm saying? Um, so you have that, and with the basically consistent 2016 voting base for Trump, uh, going along with right now, an estimated 31% black male vote. So, and I think Angerman said he believes it's going to be at 50%, which I think so too. He's going to be dead on that. Um, and Trump only needed 20% of the black male vote. He only needed 20%. So he's already received his previous base, and he's exceeded his expectations with the black male vote. All right. Now, the same expert also said Trump is ahead by his metrics with the electoral college vote as well. So what we got going on, I say I like to say this. What we got going on is that it should be obvious by now that mainstream media and the particular polls that they use or create is Democrat run. Uh, this election has taught me so much about how much the Democrats control a lot of stuff. Uh, they control a lot of mainstream media. I mean, even in the debates, they control the moderators. Um, this shit is crazy, man. So, I want y'all to connect the dots. Um, I want y'all to really, really, between here and up to the actual moment of truth tomorrow. I want y'all to really try to backtrack and do a lot of speed studying as much as possible, man. It's a lot of connections to these Democrats, man. You know, I knew mainstream media was some bullshit, but like to find out that mainstream media is Democrat run, it's crazy. It's very crazy. What else? What else did I want to share with y'all? Oh yeah, man. Y'all go check out BGS, man. BGS did a video today, man, on revealing like there's over 500 different LGBT candidates um, prepared to go into the election and Senate for your upcoming election and Senate for Congress, which we know controls a lot of lawmaking and legislation, and maybe the education department is big for me. I see them targeting the education department. So you're about to receive an onslaught of LGBT candidates, which do not be surprised that the LGBT gay agenda is about to resurface, and they've really loaded up their ranks. They're finna go on some divide and conquer. So you must be prepared. Okay. And I say that to say this. I say that to say this for the simple fact that for one, that P is gonna be added on, our kids are gonna be at stake for this, situations like just them teaching certain curriculums and encouraging certain things within the school system, elementary school, um, having guest speakers, you know, individuals that shouldn't be around kids in the manner in which they, live. That's strictly for, adult discretion, not for kid discretion. Um, the bathroom situation, which I'm not worried about anyway, but that can arise. It's still kind of being um it's still lingering. But the other thing is like there's going to be false false accusations in disagreement to that lifestyle. It's almost going to be like you're going to be in danger of not agreeing with somebody or not even wanting to talk or discuss a certain topic, and just going to be an automatic assumption that of hate or something of that nature. I've experienced that agenda from an ex-girlfriend, man. I'm telling you, man. And because of her, when I see that stuff, I go the other way. I don't get nowhere near it. It is the conversation alone, having a conversation alone with anybody, and you don't know who their other friends are or who they talk to. Like, uh, situation with me and her was, she always had a thing to have a gay bestie. She was always finding a gay friend somewhere, a gay male friend. And me, I just didn't really deal in it like that. I didn't participate in it like that. That wasn't my thing. I had gay relatives. I seen them go through a lot of stuff. It wasn't for me, and I explained that to her. And I was like, I love my gay relatives to death. Well, she went back and would talk to her gay group of friends or whatever, guy friends, and they gassed her up to come back and talk to me more about it and say and ask me certain things. I think one of the things that threw me for a loop was she told me like it would be neat if me and you had a gay son. I'm like, no. So they actually gassed her up. Now, when she told them the conversation that me and her had, one of them told her to check and see if he's not full of hate. But the contradiction is that I told her like I love my cousins to death. So they don't they don't exchange information fairly. And that's the thing. Like there was no reason for y'all to send her back to me, with backlash or kickback when I've told her beforehand. She wasn't even supposed to be talking to them about that, period. That's a conversation for me and her. But I told her, like, within that conversation, I love my cousins to death. So there was no need for them to hear that conversation in the first place. And there was no need for her to be sent back from them checking for hate. You see what I'm saying? So it's 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 just like you can't reason with people who don't take in information and process it properly, you know, to where it's like, oh well, he said he loved his cousins to death though, so you can't check me for hate. I just don't agree with what's going on with them or that lifestyle. And I don't want to participate in it. I'm not running around shooting nobody, bashing nobody. I'm not saying nothing to nobody. I'm minding my business. I go to work, I come home, uh, and I pay my bills. I go to the gym. I clean my house. I walk my dog. I'm on my yard. Like I don't have to participate in that. Now a lot of that was her fault because she was just doing too much, being too messy, talking too much, you know. Um, and that's the thing too. Like the feminine aspect, especially particularly women, but then when you throw in the gay dudes, and that feminine energy makes them want to gossip and be messy and talk too much. So I don't really deal with women who got motor mouths and gossip and get into all that. Like I like my relationship and house private. So that's the thing. Like so I gave y'all the example of telling you like how unnecessarily you'll be involved in a conversation that you don't even want to participate in. They'll put you in it and then put allegations on you that you ain't even done. As far as having hate or being discriminative and stuff like that. So they're trying to force you. They're trying to force you to agree with them. You can't say no. You can't state your opinion. You can't even just not even participate in conversation and walk the other way. They're going to be aggressive and forceful, and they're going to make laws that are basically going to be like trumped up. You know what I'm saying? Ironically, I'm saying trumped up slander against you just because you want to do something conservative, something traditional, uh natural, something different from their lifestyle without being negative towards them. They're gonna make it negative. So that's coming. So be prepared to find out who these candidates are and study them well, because 500 is a lot. That's a lot. I think it's what BGS said. BGS said it was about 500 of them. So that's a lot, man. You know, so they're trying to take control of some shit. And your kid's gonna be at stake, and your peace of mind is gonna be at stake. You're gonna look up, somebody's having a conversation about the alphabet, and you turn your head and go the other way, they're gonna stop you and be like, well, what do you think? No, I don't think nothing, man. I'm trying to go get me some lunch. Oh, so you're avoiding us. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Man. But yeah, I broke all that down to you, man, the best I could, man. I don't know why I forgot that guy's name, man. I just got a lot going on. I got a lot going on because I'm on the move. But I apologize for that. But yeah, you just search in YouTube and Google, it'll come up. It'll come up. You'll see all the different polls and stuff. But it's your boy Zulu Gutter. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man, and I'll be back, man.